So now we're going to talk a little bit more about the degree of a polynomial. We talked a little bit about it in the last video, but the degree of a term, or they could say monomial here, like if you have 5x cubed, degree is 3. If you have 2x squared y to the 5th power. Okay, this gets a little different because it has two variables. So what you do is you add the exponents. So degree is 7 here. Now you might say, well, what about the 2 in front, this one? Remember, the degree of the constant is 0. So, so if I had something like, 3 x to the 7th, y, z to the 4th. The degree of this monomial, or it's just one term, the degree of that's going to be 7 plus 1 plus 4. You have to remember when they don't write an exponent, that has an exponent of 1. So what's that, 12? So it's got a degree of 12. 12 degree. Okay? The degree of a constant, we talked about this, a constant is just the numeric, there's no variable, just a number, there's no variables in it. So 23 has a degree of 0. Or negative 3, degree 0. Okay, so that'll help us. Now the degree of a polynomial. So it's the degree of the largest monomial. So the largest term. So let's say we have a trinomial, x cubed plus 6x plus 7. This is fine. So you say, well, the degree of this term is 3. The degree of this is 1. The degree of this is 0. So the degree of the whole thing of the polynomial is 3. It's the highest number then. So degree 3. So let's say I had something like 2x squared y squared minus 4xy plus 7x. Something like that. Okay? Well, the degree of this would be 4. The degree of this would be 2 because you'd have a 1 and a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. The reason this was 4 was because 2 plus 2 is 4. And then the degree of this last term would just be 1. So the degree of the polynomial is the largest degree of any term. So this would be 4th degree. Or degree 4. We'll just say degree 4. Okay? We only use this for so much. If you go out and take more math classes, I'll talk more about the degree of a polynomial. But, we want to talk about it. We talk about it, but it's not like the main thing that we do is go around and find the degrees of these polynomials all the time. Okay? But we will talk about it. So here's the first example. Determine whether each polynomial is a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or other polynomial, and then find the degree. Okay, so you've got a negative 5 on A. That means it's a monomial. It's only got one term, and the degree is 0. All right, so the next one, B. Well, how many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So it's not a monomial, binomial, trinomial. It's a polynomial. You don't have to put other polynomial. You can just put polynomial. And then what's the degree? Degree is 3. Because this one is a 3, this one is a 2, this is a 1, and this is a 0. So out of all the terms, the one with the largest degree is 3. All right, let's look at the next one. Well, how many terms do we have? 1, 2, 3 terms. That means it's a trinomial. And what about the degrees? Well, this term has a degree of 3 because you've got the 2 and the 1. This one has a degree of 2 because 1 plus 1. And then this one has a degree of 4 because you've got 1 and 3 would be 4. So the degree of the polynomial, this one, is going to be 4 because it's the largest degree. All right? So D here, well, how many terms do we have? 1, 2. A good way to think of terms is terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. Okay? So you just have 2 terms there. So it's a binomial. And what's the degree? Well, the degree here is 2 and the degree here is 2. So the degree is 2. You don't have really a highest one. They're both the same, but it's 2. All right, and then E. Well, how many terms do we have? Just the 1. See how it's all multiplication there? It's -3 times x to the 6 times y cubed times e. So this is just a monomial, 1 term. Monomial. And so the degree is going to be whatever the degree is. Well, we're going to have to take those exponents. 6 plus 3 plus 1. This is going to have a degree of 10. Okay, so these are fun.